Good morning, this is Badger Springs. You may even be able to hear some of the spring runoff flowing through the creek down there. And I'm going to break here to talk about an anime.
Ocean waves.
Umigaki Koeru, I Can Hear the Sea, officially titled Ocean Waves in English, is a very low-key and quietly serious high school romance anime, a short movie made for television. The story is told mostly in flashback by Taku Murasaki, a pleasant young man attending college in Tokyo. He's waiting for a train on the day before his high school reunion when he thinks he sees Rikaku Muto, a pretty former high school classmate of his, standing on the opposite platform. The next day, as Murasaki is getting ready to head for the airport for his trip to that reunion, he spots an old picture of Muto, so he spends the flight reminiscing about the girl he briefly met in high school. Back then, Murasaki's best friend was Yutaka Matsuno, a sturdy and serious teen. Murasaki remembers one summer that he spent washing dishes at a local restaurant to earn money, while his friend attended summer school. One day, Matsuno called Murasaki to school to show him the new transfer student, Muto, who he found very pretty. Matsuno was overjoyed that he was chosen to show the cute new girl around the school. Matsuno's crush on Muto takes quite a while for him to reveal because Matsuno keeps his emotions closely hidden. It soon becomes clear that Muto isn't just another pretty face. She's very smart and very athletic and quite a competitor. She's also having some problems fitting in with her new classmates. Muto has moved to Kochi with her mother because her parents separated, but she would have rather stayed in sophisticated Tokyo with her father. Since her mind is on getting back to Tokyo, she doesn't make any effort to make any friends at her new school, which her classmates all interpret as Tokyo's snobbishness towards the provinces. As for Matsuno's crush on Muto, it seems to drift around and not going anywhere in particular. The story's main character, Murasaki, doesn't seem romantically interested in Muto either, and not just because he doesn't want to poach the girl his best friend called dibs on. He does, however, have some sympathy for his family situation and respect for her top-notch grades. Still, Murasaki's paths will cross with Muto again, partly because Matsuno introduced them. Muto will ask Murasaki for a loan, secretly planning to use that money to run away from her mother and return to her dad in Tokyo. More or less accidentally, Murasaki will end up accompanying Muto on that secret trip to Tokyo, mostly because he's just too nice a guy not to. That 2-day trip pretty much defines the pair's relationship.
お前どうしても行くのか?
借りたお金はパパからもらうわよ。ちゃんと返すから心配しないでよね。
お前一人で行くんが不安じゃったら僕も一緒に行っちゃろうか?
本当？本当にそうしてくれる
の? なあ、おい。お前が行くの親父さんちゃんと知っちゅうがやろ?
These students don't act like your typical anime high school kids. They act more like real people, often very mature. The story is based on a book of the same title, and while it's not a story of huge import to the world as a whole, it takes its characters' lives quite seriously. The characters are often subtle, not readily displaying their emotions. The story takes place in Kochi, by the way, which is a Pacific coastal city on Japan's Shikoku Island. Apparently the natives there have a distinctive accent, which several characters in the anime comment on, either directly or by referring to Muto's Tokyo accent. That aspect of the story is lost on me as I read the subtitles. That may be a big loss, because it may be the only humor in the drama. Muto is the focus character, but the story is told entirely from Murasaki's point of view. This makes Muto a difficult and distant subject. On the one hand, she's sympathetic because she's been unwillingly dragged to Tokyo as her parents separated. Muto now lives with her mother in Kochi, but she seems to side more with her father, though it's a little hard to tell whether it's him or the home in Tokyo that she really prefers. When she revisits Tokyo, she finds both her father and her old school friends disappointing. Both have moved on without her. However sympathetic that may make her, she reacts to it by pushing away her new classmates. She deceives and manipulates those few people who have overlooked her seeming snobbishness and act sympathetically towards her. She doesn't mind lying to the few new friends she does have in order to get what she wants, and that makes her really hard to like.
武藤っちゅうやつ目立ちすぎじゃ。
目立ちすぎっちゅうことはないろ。
おい松野。
武藤が今クラスで宇宙がやっぱりいろいろ目立つ気かなとか思いよったもんやき。
Umigaki Koiru is a rare TV movie by Studio Ghibli, best known for Hayao Miyazaki's work. The animation clearly has a smaller budget than the theatrical films, though it is quite good, and the art style even seems a little different. That's probably because Ghibli brought in Tomomi Mochiguchi to direct the movie. Mochizuki had previously directed the Orange Road movie, I Want to Return to That Day, among others. He was then directing the Here Is Greenwood OVAs with Studio Pierrot, which is a very low-key high school comedy instead of a low-key high school drama. In fact, the final Greenwood OVA was produced about the same time as this film. It's also about a relationship with a girl who refuses to expose her emotions. There's some strange similarities there. By the way, Mochizuki's most recent project was last year's House of Five Leaves. Director Mochizuki also used his Greenwood OVA composer, Shigeru Nagata, to create the soundtrack for Umigaki Koiru. The musical score has a light touch, avoiding melodrama. It works well enough, though I thought the main staccato theme was slightly overused for a movie that's only 70 minutes long. I also thought it sounded similar to the Greenwood score. I found Umigaki Koiru hard to really and fully embrace. Like Muto, it holds its audience off at a distance. The characters never really connected with me emotionally to make me fully care about them, and in the end it didn't seem to have any particular destination in mind, no really point it wanted to make. It's a rather antiseptic character study, serious in purpose and excellent in execution, but ultimately uninvolving, like some ABC after-school special. I give it 4 stars. I thought it needed more charm, or a sense of humor about itself, to add some contrast to the drama part of the story. Umigaki Koiru has never had a US release. Unlike other Studio Ghibli films, it wasn't included in their Disney license. We used to just translate the title into English as I Can Hear the Sea, but Ghibli belatedly decided to give it the English title Ocean Waves. I don't deal well with change. Ocean Waves does have an Australian and a British DVD release under that title, Ocean Waves. Both have English subtitles with the original Japanese dialogue. It's just as well that there's no dub, since the grandkids wouldn't really be interested in this story. And I wouldn't be able to get the references to the characters' accents if they were played out in British voices anyway. Doubtless that's why My Fair Lady never took off in the colonies either. Anyway, the British DVD is a real bargain at a mere €7, even with transatlantic shipping. It doesn't have any extras, but neither did my old Laserdisc.
Several of the rocks on the wall over here in the shade actually have some old Native American petroglyphs on them. It's unusual to find those out so accessible that someone hasn't gone all Banksy on. Well, thanks for listening.